everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. As you guys can see from the title, today I'm going to be talking about a sensitive topic. So before I get started, I do want to put out a trigger warning that if talking about suicide, self-harm, or mental illness in general is something that makes you uncomfortable or could possibly trigger you, I highly recommend exiting out of this video and going and checking out some of my other videos. This video is one that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and I'm actually partnering up with two different Etsy shops to do this video, and I do want to give a huge shout out and thank you to both of them. As you guys can see, I'm wearing two different necklaces right now, and they both mean so much to me and more than anyone will ever know. This first one is just a hidden message locket from an Etsy shop called I Love It and More, and on the outside it is just a stamped heart with a semicolon in the middle, and then when you open it up there is a little white pearl, and then stamped on the inside it just says my story continues. And the owner of the Etsy shop I Love It and More was also kind enough to send me one of her keychains, and on the keychain it just says you are not alone and has two hands coming together. And with this I'm actually gonna pay it forward in this year on campus at some point. If I find someone who, you know, opens up to me about mental illness or self-harm or suicide or anything like that, I'm going to be giving this to them to pay it forward so they know that they are never alone and will always have this with them. And the necklace and keychain also came with a little card all about the semicolon, because if you guys didn't know, the semicolon is a big thing for mental health awareness, and it just says a semicolon is used when an author could have chosen to end their sentence but chose not to. The author is you and the sentence is your life. The semicolon indicates that you have opted to continue rather than to stop. And then the second necklace I have is from an Etsy shop called Red Birch Lane, and the necklace is just a heart, and on it just says I have so much left to say with the semicolon, and it also has a little green bead and also a pair of wings. This necklace holds a special place in my heart because of what I'm going to be talking about today. So now that I've shown you guys each of the pieces of jewelry, I am just going to go ahead and give you guys my story. So today I'm just going to be talking about my friend, who I'm just going to be calling Haley for the purpose of this video, who completed the act of suicide earlier this spring. If any of you guys have lost friends or family members or even just people you've known in passing to suicide, I am so sorry for your loss and I know exactly how you feel. We're going to rewind and start at the beginning when I met Haley, which was back in the fall of 2013 during my first semester of college. We were in the same psychology class, and on the first day we ended up sitting next to each other and immediately just started talking and instantly became friends. At the time we were both living in the dorms, so we would get together often because neither of us got along with our roommates. But even after the semester ended, Haley and I kept in good contact and would meet up on campus at least once a week for lunch or just to get together and hang out. But last year Haley actually moved to Florida to pursue a different career in a different state and totally different college because where we were going to school just wasn't working out for her. And throughout all of this, it was pretty clear that Haley was going through stuff, but was never really that open about it. She was always wearing long sleeves to cover up the scars on her arms. She was always very quiet around people she didn't know because she didn't want to say something that would possibly scare them and stuff like that. I, on the other hand, was super understanding of it. As you guys know, this spring the show 13 Reasons Why came out on Netflix, and honestly I think that is what pushed Haley over the edge. She watched the entire series in a day and realized how similar her life was to Hannah's, and she ended up taking her own life. I found out from Haley's twin sister, who we will call Amanda, and basically Amanda called me one day, and it was very unusual for me to hear from Amanda because we were friends but not as close as Haley and I, and Amanda and I really just didn't talk. So I knew instantly when the phone call came up as her contact information that something was up or something had happened. And what really sucks is that I had just talked to Haley a day before this all happened, and nothing seemed wrong at all. She was talking about how she was getting so much better and how her grades are higher than they've ever been before and that she was graduating in just a few weeks. So I picked up the phone and it was obvious and clear that Amanda was crying and she really couldn't talk, so I kind of just, you know, started the conversation. I said, Amanda, are you okay? What's going on? You can talk to me. I am here for you no matter what. Did something happen? And she said yes, and she told me that Haley had completed the act of suicide, and I obviously at that moment just broke. Nothing can ever prepare you for the death of a loved one, a friend, or even someone you just knew in passing, let alone someone you talked to the day before. I I am not going to go into details about how she completed the act because I don't think it's appropriate to be talking about here on YouTube, nor for me to be talking about in general. But Haley did leave a note behind, as most people do, and in her note she just talked about how similar her life was to Hannah Baker's on 13 Reasons Why, and how after watching the entire series it was an eye-opener for her, and she thought that her only option left was a suicide attempt. I miss Haley more than ever, and there are so many days when I want to pick up my phone and text her and I can't. And it breaks my heart because literally a day before, she and I had the best conversation on the phone, and we were laughing and giggling, and she was making plans to come up here after graduating. If you guys are experiencing grief, I will have a video linked down below all about my own personal grief from when I lost my grandmother at a young age, and I highly recommend you guys go watch it. It is very informative and I'm pretty proud of the video. But that is my experience with suicide. I want you all to know that suicide is not your only option and that you should never be afraid to go and ask for help. All you have to do is walk into a hospital and tell them you feel mentally unstable and they will help you. There is no judgment or anything whatsoever. Also, never be afraid to go and tell your parents. I know a ton of us think that when we talk to our parents about our mental health issues and suicide that our parents get scared and stuff, but your parents would much rather you go to them and tell them how you're feeling if you have those feelings than to end up finding you when it's too late. I don't want any of you to ever be afraid to reach out for help. If you guys would like to see more mental health related videos, be sure to let me know in the comments down below because I can definitely do that. While you guys are down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button to see more videos from me. I upload 2 to 3 times a week and would love it if you would become part of our little family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!